Sin duda alguna, Watch Dogs es de los juegos que más expectativa han causado en los últimos años. Su mundo abierto promete un sinfín de oportunidades para los jugadores en una ciudad interconectada donde seremos un vigilante que puede hackear absolutamente todo y adentrarse en la vida privada de las personas. Se ha dicho muchas cosas de él, pero nadie mejor para explicarnos cuál es el concepto del juego que Kevin Shortt, guionista principal del juego.
A lot of information on phones. We put a lot of our lives online. Social media is huge now. It's becoming bigger and bigger, and everyone has access to all our information all the time, and there's a lot of power that comes with information, and secrets. People's privacy is turning into a commodity for a lot of companies. So we wanted to explore that idea and think about what that means, and that's how we ended up coming up with this story for Aiden Pearce, which is all about privacy, betrayal, blackmail, and the power of secrets.
Aiden Pearce es un personaje solitario, pero con el poder de controlar toda una ciudad a su antojo, y su arma más letal será un teléfono inteligente. Pero, ¿lo usarás para el bien o para el caos?
The one thing that we knew that we really needed out of this kind of guy, if he has the power he has in the game is impressive. He can hack anything, and he can create massive destruction. But the question becomes, well, how far are you going to go to get what you want? So we knew we needed a hero who kind of lived in the gray zone. We didn't want him to be, the man in the superhero cape who comes to save the day, but we also didn't want him to be the arch villain. We needed him to live in that zone, that gray zone, where his reasons for doing what he's doing are noble. He's trying to protect his family, and he's trying to make up for mistakes because of his dead niece. So you recognize him, the human side of him, you recognize the personal side of him, but the steps he goes, he's got this credo of by any means necessary, he will do what he needs to do. That's a dangerous credo, really, by any means necessary. Well, there needs to be a line somewhere, doesn't there? And I think that's where the player is able to step in.
Al ser un juego muy ambicioso, la producción se topó con muchos problemas en el camino, tanto que se tuvo que retrasar por medio año. Pero ahora ya está terminado, y todo ello habrá quedado en el pasado una vez que salga a la venta.
The biggest challenge for a game like this is, creating a strong story that can live in an open world game. You want to make sure that you've got a story that has momentum, that has interesting characters, dynamic characters, and a story that pushes the player on, but doesn't push them so much that they avoid the open world, because we're an open world game and we want players to explore that world.
Watch Dogs será una experiencia digital. Se podrá interactuar en su mundo de diferentes formas e incluso con aplicaciones en otros dispositivos, algo que no podemos experimentar en otros medios actuales.
I think the world of Watch Dogs it's a big universe, right? There's a lot of ideas that can translate to many different mediums for sure. We're talking about privacy, we're talking about smart cities, access to information, connectivity. Everything is connected, everyone is connected. Those are ideas that go beyond the game. However, I think there's something visceral about a video game, power that a game brings to a story, to an adventure.
El poder ingresar a la información privada de las personas representa también un dilema moral. Ese es uno de los mensajes que Ubisoft pretende difundir a todos los jugadores, sobre todo con lo que se puede compartir en internet.
I think by putting you in the shoes of Aiden Pearce, we let you become Aiden Pearce, and you get to hack people, and you get to see, I'm looking at all these people's private information. I'm hacking into a building and I'm peering inside their home. I'm peering inside their bedrooms. And I'm hoping that it makes players, put the game down and think, okay, that doesn't sound so far-fetched. That it's not like a future game. This game is set in the present. And I hope that it makes players, more aware of the world they live in today. Because we're not creating fantasy here. The game, the Watch Dogs isn't a game that's imagining some distant future. It's everything that's shown in the game is possible.
Y ya siendo sinceros, A muchos nos gustaría tener las habilidades de Aiden en el mundo real. ¿Y tú qué harías con ellas?
I would love to have the Aiden's abilities. I would be of the more cautious kind, though, myself. If I really had those abilities in the real world, I would be a little more cautious about how far I go with those powers and those abilities. But yeah, I would love to be able to hack in and, you know, peer into people's homes just out of curiosity, because I think by nature we're all rather curious creatures. Yeah.
Recuerda que Watch Dogs se estrenará el 27 de mayo para PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4 y Xbox One.